All right, welcome to another episode of the Mid Atlantic Breakdown. I am Rick Diesel, and on the other side of the screen is Reagan Danzig. How you doing, Reagan?
I'm good. How are you, Rick?
I am good, and I have promised to. I got. I know that you were very upset when you seen me and Ivanhoe for cutting you off on the show last
Yeah,
week,
that was
but
pretty mean
technically
of
it
him.
wasn't my fault. We was running out of time. So we only
hmm
got so
That's,
long on these things, that we can do. So
and that's a really good excuse. So if you want to stick with that, then we'll
I
stick with
thought so.
that.
I thought so. I thought so. So Ivanhoe is out of the way. It's our first. I guess can we call that the kickoff of the Mid Atlantic season, season 33? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, we had three matches on the show. They had, I think, three or four matches on the show. So, and we did tape it for the Mid Atlantic episodes for the Mid Atlantic shows. So yeah, that was the official kickoff, and we are now what, 2 weeks away?
2 weeks away from March 1st, right? March
Yes,
1st,
2 weeks
2nd.
away from March 1st, and I'm excited about that. That they've started releasing matches now, so that's going to be interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on, so I want everybody to stay tuned to the AIWF Mid Atlantic Facebook page so they can see what's going on with it. So.
I just want to apologize in advance for the grammar and of those posts. So uh, these are not the views of AIWF Mid Atlantic and their usage of grammar and punctuation.
A refrain. I abstain from that. I don't. But you would
See,
know.
sometimes I'm mean. Sometimes
I
I'm
know.
mean.
You would know. There's a reason that you notice things like that.
Yes.
There we go. So, what you got on your mind before we get into our first topic tonight? Anything you want to throw out there?
No, I had fun at the Ivanhoe show. We had some technical difficulties here and there because we were, as Brian was saying, we had our traveling set up. So, if we can get all our cameras there the next time, we should do well.
Well, we are going to have to, because we are going to be bouncing back and forth between Mount Airy and Ivanhoe, which the next Ivanhoe show was, when was it? The 22nd, I think, of
I think
March?
so.
I think that's the next Ivanhoe show. I should have had that wrote down somewhere, shouldn't I? I can look real quick, I guess. Let me see. What
I
is
think it
the
was
next
good
Ivanhoe show?
I was happy to see some, that we had on the show, some people that AIWF fans might not be that familiar with. I know that Brett Mulligan had been partnered with Jackie Anderson back in the day, but I don't think the Aaron. Oh God! Now Jesus.
March 22nd is
Yes.
the next Ivanhoe show,
Yes.
by the way.
Well,
So.
it would also help if I could remember people's names. Austin Campbell.
Austin Campbell. Yeah, we're
Yes.
actually going to see some. We're going to see some still shots from that match, as well as another match that happened. And if you want to see what we talk about tonight, if you want to see those matches in their entirety, that show in their entirety, it's on the AIWF network on YouTube. Go there and you can see the actual match that we're talking about tonight. It debuted last night as the latest Mid Atlantic episode. So, but yeah, I mean, I had a good time in Ivanhoe. As good a time as you can have out in the middle of nowhere, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun time. I like the crowds there. We did have quite a bit of AIWF fans there.
Yes, and they were vocal
around. So I was excited to see that. I think it's exciting to bring in people that aren't on, that you don't see every single show. So I think it's good. I enjoyed it. So I always like going. So.
All right. Well, let's, if you want to, we can get into the whole, to the Ivanhoe. Let's see here. Let me get the thing pulled up here. That it?
Yep. Well,
can you see it?
Yep. I see him with his dress around his waist. Yes.
That's awesome.
I should not say that. I would have fussed at you for saying that. And then I think you're I think these shows your evilness is rubbing off on me, which is not good.
Really?
So maybe it's bad, bad, very bad.
Hey, man, you got to call a bear a bear. So, but anyway, this is Austin Campbell for the AIWF Mid Atlantic fans I think he's been on a couple of episodes before. I'm not really sure, but he is the ICW Southeastern champion. And he was putting that belt on the line in Ivanhoe against that beast right there, Brett Mulligan.
That does make him look like a wildling.
It actually makes him look like he's singing lead for Poison. He's Brett Michaels instead of Brett Mulligan.
Yes. So, but this was a good match. It was good back and forth. I mean, like I said, we had some technical difficulties, so we joined it a few minutes in. Really good. I'm very impressed with Austin Campbell. I think he is a really good champion. This match was good. I mean, this match was a good back and forth. And then, there were some things that happened domestically, I guess.
Austin Campbell is very popular in the ICW. And like you said earlier, Brett Mulligan, he actually used to come around to AIWF like back in the late 90s, I think it was, when he was, like you said, he come up with Jackie Anderson out of that, with that Tennessee herd that come through that time. Now, like I said, I don't know how Austin Campbell wrestles in that kilt, but that's a whole nother thing. But like you said, it was a good match. I can't remember. What is the Alexis? Is that her name?
Alexis Sullivan.
Alexis Sullivan. That is Brett Mulligan's manager, valet.
Alexis, stop. Sorry, my Alexa heard that when started talking about.
Oh,
sorry.
And I apologize for the blurriness, but I try to save pictures that's got some high flying in it. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to see a headlock on a still shot. They want to see that the match actually had some action.
Yes, I agree. I'll agree with you on that.
As you can see, the fire department is ready to do laundry at a moment's notice, so no worries there. But I do like that fire department up there.
It is nice. And I like, the one thing I do like about it is the backstage area. I mean, even though I think it gets to be 1,000 degrees up there in the summer.
Well, and two, also, it is, like I said, it's in Ivanhoe, Virginia on Ivanhoe Road. So if you, and it's a good venue, it's an intimate, it's a small enough venue where there's no bad seats in the house. Oh, check this out.
Oh, that's
Look at me.
Look at you with your fanciness. That was a nice belly to belly.
Yes, but what's even more important is I figured out how to do video clips now.
Well, that should make this show be a little more interesting for people if you have some video clips. That's good. Congrats.
And don't let that side of the crowd fool you. The other two sides were fairly full. We did have a decent crowd out. So even though it was the middle of February. But
yeah, and it's and the one good thing about there, even though it was the middle of February, it felt pretty good in there. It wasn't, it was
and we are in the process of, because I remember, I don't know if you guys remember back when we used to run Ivanhoe a few years ago. And I'll be honest with you, we filled this building up. I mean, there was times we had 100 plus in this building easily, out in the middle of nowhere. And I think we can get back to that.
Yeah.
It's just the people's got to know we're coming. We've got to get everything. They got to, I think they might be a little mad at us. They feel abandoned when we quit running up there. But, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Well, and, it's always, things, the ebb and flow of wrestling, you go and then, you have to build back up a town. So I think, from the first time I went, I think I am seeing that the town is being built up a little bit more for the wrestling audience. So
Yes, and I feel like that will continue. So, but Austin Campbell retaining the ICW Southeastern title, and let's move
He's
on.
very handsome too, so I think the
Well,
ladies like him.
I've heard. I have no comment on that. All right, next up, there he is.
What a look on that face. I mean, if that just doesn't scream annoying, nothing does.
Well,
So,
now this match here, you do have two opportunities to watch it. It is the main event on the latest episode of AIWF Mid Atlantic on the AIWF YouTube channel, but it's also was the what they call halftime mayhem match.
yeah, halftime mayhem.
Yeah, between Seth Burns and that gentleman right there, who we didn't even know if he was going to show up. Nobody
Yeah,
heard from him. He just appeared out of nowhere, like he come out of the woods. So, but he was there. And Seth Burns, as you could, if you watch the halftime mayhem on the AIWF Mid Atlantic page, and this show on the AIWF Network, you'll see where Seth Burns put his foot in his mouth earlier, and that's how this match got started. So, watch this.
Oh, the worm. That's a nice one. That is a very nice worm.
It is. He is very wormy. But anyway, and there you go. See, I told you there were worse people there. Actually, the side, as you can see, when he was doing the worm, had filled up. Look at that. So that's the side we thought wasn't nobody in a while ago. But anyway, Kevin Phoenix. Do what?
They must have all, probably in Kevin Phoenix's mind, they all came to see Kevin Phoenix.
That would be my guess. That would be my guess. But they didn't know he was going to be there. So that would be my argument back to him.
Oh, yeah.
They did not know he was going to be there.
I think there should be some props given for those very nice lower thirds that were there in those screenshots.
Let's go back and look at that. Look at that. That is new. You did that.
I did that.
Now.
And the one before even had a little extra. Yeah, I worked hard on that. So.
Look at that. But let me tell you something that you can't tell from these pictures, but you can tell if you go watch the episode. That don't just pop up. It slides out and it slides back in. That's right. Very professional. Very professional.
Thank you.
I was very interested. But anyway, Kevin Phoenix, Seth Clayton Burns in the main event from the episode this week. There's Kevin Phoenix's dental work. I don't know if they did. Seth held his own. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's a smart cookie. I don't hang out with him just for, his fashion sense.
He is. It is. I will say this. It is shocking how well he held his own against a veteran like Kevin Phoenix. Like you said, he the way he ended up in this match, he did stick his foot in his mouth pretty far. But whether or not he's good in the ring or not, he's still a pain in the a pain in the arse, as I guess Austin Campbell would say.
Austin Campbell would say, yeah.
I mean, but a good showing. I think it's probably shocking to people, to see him out of his managerial duties and in the ring. So
he is an all-around talent. Now you can argue with me all you want to about it, but the kid's he ain't no dummy. He's smart. He's talented. He can hold his own in the ring. We need to put a couple pounds on him, get a few cheeseburgers in his pockets, but he'll get there. He'll get there. I think he will. Kevin Phoenix on the floor outside the ring. Now Kevin Phoenix does this. This is that spear from outside the ring. He does.
It is a really
got that. He's perfected that pretty good. This lady right over here knows. Right there. She's amazed by that.
I think that's my buddy. Vicky.
It was, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And then this happened backstage. Ty Tyson was talking about his match that was coming up later that night, which will be on a future episode of AIWF Mid Atlantic. And Matt Anderson shows up. Now, like I said, I watched it. Matt Anderson, he's talking about how he's got a new attitude, and he turned over a new leaf. And if he's going to make a name for himself, he's got to go straight after the big dog. And then he come in and got on Ty Tyson. You were not back there for this, but like I said, it is on that episode at the end of that episode.
Footage, yes.
It ended up shoving. Kind of a fight broke out. That's how the episode ended. We'll get in more in it on next week's episode. But I am thinking, what do you think about us reaching out to, I don't know, maybe Ty? I think I know. I think I can get in touch with him. And see if we can get him to come on the show next week and talk about this.
I think that would be great because we discussed last episode, or I did, about this new change in Matt Anderson and how, he was a road buddy, with some of these people, Ty and Joe and others. I mean, Justin Flack, all these people. And then now he's turned over this new leaf, and it's, I would like to see what it feels like to have a friend turn on him like this and just completely change his attitude, just almost out of nowhere. So I would like to hear what Ty is saying. To be honest, I'd like to hear what Matt Anderson has to say for himself.
Maybe we can get him on the show. Because I think we're about, we've discussed getting comfortable enough to bring on guests. I think I'm almost to the point I can work these controls where we might can do it.
That will be pretty impressive.
It would be for me. But anyway, so that's that. If you want to see that episode, a lot of good action, those matches, and what happened backstage between Ty Tyson and Matt Anderson, it's available right now. You can watch it at AIWF Network on YouTube. But I tell you what, right now, Reagan, let's take a break, pay some bills, as they like to say. And when we come back, we're going to talk about cruiserweight titles and birthdays.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Jimmy Valiant, Boogie Woogie, man.
Legendary Boogie Woogie.
Wait a minute, baby. Wait a minute. Hang on.
What are you doing around
What was that calling you, buddy?
This is our neighborhood.
You done made a mistake.
You should be retired, Boogie.
Wait a minute, boys. Let me take a bite of my king dog.
Say King Dog?
King Dog?
Is that what you said? What happened?
Come on, boy.
Don't let hunger bully you. Get yourself a king dog, and you too can become a super hunger fighter.
Secondhand Heroes and Home for Wayward Villains is a comic book shop and gaming store that also features Magic the Gathering and D&D. Located at 18184 Leesville Road in Evington, Virginia, Secondhand Heroes is your one-stop shop for you to get your nerd on. Open 7 days a week at 11 a.m. They don't close until the dice stop rolling. They buy, sell, trade, barter, and haggle, specializing in collectible toys, both vintage and modern, comics, Magic the Gathering, video games, console, and arcade cabinets to play, all set to free play. Host your game night with us. Monday night D&D video game competitions, and so much more. Something for the collector and gamer in us all. Call 434-317-0121 or shoot us an email with any questions to secondhandheroesva@gmail.com. Note, secondhandheroesva@gmail.com. That's 2ND, handheroesva@gmail.com. Come game with us. Tease Treats is a food truck service that operates out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. They serve decadent, delicious ice cream treats, hot dogs, chicken tenders, chicken sandwiches, nachos, funnel cakes, and so much more. They can be in multiple locations at the same time, available for festivals, athletic tournaments, concerts, or any gathering. When it comes to delicious quality and reasonable prices, you can't go wrong with Tease Treats. You can find out more about Tease Treats at facebook.com/Tease Treats, or you can give them a call at 336-755-8204. You'll find out that Tease Treats are not only the best concessions in wrestling, but the best concessions anywhere. Big D's Grill is a food truck that operates out of Mount Airy, much like Tease Treats, except they specialize in burgers, Philly cheesesteaks, chicken wings, hot dogs. They got mini donuts and snow cones. They got like 5-6 different flavors of mini donuts. It's absolutely incredible. So you definitely want to check them out. That's Big D's Grill.
All right, we're back with AIWF Mid Atlantic Breakdown. Rick Diesel, Reagan Danzig, and let's get right into. I said we had cruiserweight titles and birthdays. But we're going to do the birthday first.
We're going to do the birthday
first. He's got one picture of a birthday.
So, a very popular wrestler in the AIWF. He's and it looks like he's really coming out of his shell here lately with that title. So it's very, it's an interesting picture. Very Shawn Michaels.
Yes, It is.
So,
Joe Harrison, the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Television Champion, doing his best Shawn Michaels impersonation.
And looking pretty good doing it. So, I think he played it well. So, but like I said, I like, Joe's always been a good guy. He's a crowd favorite. Everybody loves him, and it's fun to see him not take himself as seriously. And I think I think this belt has really, really changed his attitude, and then, well, not his attitude, but changed his view on wrestling and changed a view on himself. So I was excited to see this. I thought this was funny and great, and I think the people like to see it too. So I'm wondering if maybe
are you talking about his view or this picture?
This picture.
I'm wondering if maybe I don't want to see this picture.
I think he should blow it up into a poster and sign them and sell them at the show. I think the women would really like that. So, Joe Harrison, if you're listening, get your print shop out. Or I guess you could even get a shirt made of it.
Oh Lord, yeah, wear that to Walmart or Target. That would go over great.
But so this was his birthday picture in his birthday suit. So
yes,
kudos to him. I think this was fantastic.
If I have my information correct, that is correct. Birthday picture, birthday suit. Okay. All right. Let's go back to Seasons Beatings 2024. Someone had mentioned us covering this match a while back, and I figured, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. It's Cam Isaac versus Jeff Paul for the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Cruiserweight title. Jeff Paul was the champion at the time. A lot of people had a little controversy about him being champion. Hey, I'll be honest with you, the AIWF Cruiserweight champion was once held by the Intimidator, 400 pounds. So I can't complain too much about Jeff.
I did not know that. I did not know that piece of trivia.
Yes.
Well, I was just going to say maybe Jeff Paul put on a trash bag and did some sprints in the back and lost a few pounds to hit that cruiserweight weight. But I don't know. I don't see him as that kind of guy. But some people make good decisions about what should be on a television show, and some people make bad decisions about what should be on a television show. So, I guess this was one of those bad decisions.
Well, this match right here is also available on the AIWF Network. Cam Isaac doing the doing a dive over the top rope. We'll go through these a little quicker so we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of lingering quite so much. Cam Isaac's a good high flyer. We all know I have an issue with him. I have. It's nothing against him personal. I have a bit of an issue with his trainer, Lodi. Everybody knows that, and we've addressed that. What Lodi did to me, I think it was 7 years ago. And he done something that embarrassed me, and I didn't like it, and I guess I'm gonna take it up. But you're
gonna take it out on a young kid who probably wasn't even out of elementary school.
Well, that's not my
middle school.
I will say this. Jeff Paul did bring the chair in the ring, but he did not connect on Cam Isaac with it. It was Cam Isaac who connected on Jeff Paul. He got the win. I took the title. Now, I feel like that belt should not have changed hands. That should have been a disqualification. I didn't take the win away from him, just the belt. I want everybody to understand that. But I have come up with a solution.
Oh, I don't think this is going to go. All right.
You don't like my ideas? Okay, here's my idea. Tournament for the AIWF Cruiserweight title. We're going to pick 8 guys. And I'm going to try to start this tournament on April 5th so we can get it out of the way. And I will announce every week here on this program an entrant. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to get all 8 as quick as possible. But we'll hold a tournament over a few shows in Mount Airy and possibly Ivanhoe, Virginia. But we're gonna have a tournament. We're gonna crown a new champion, and just to show that I'm a good guy, I will let Cam Isaac in the tournament. How's that?
I think that's. I guess if.
What should I let Jeff Paul in?
I guess that's better than nothing. I guess that's better than nothing. But
you think I should let Jeff Paul in it too? I mean, he kind of got cheated that night as well.
If he can get down to 200, what is it? What's the weight limit? 205, 200? What is it?
I think it's 200. I think it should be. I don't know. I'll have to look.
If he can get down to, and well, first of all, Jeff Paul's like 9 feet tall, so he's gonna have to lose some height and then lose some weight. So that's my only thing. If he wants to be in it, he needs to lose some height.
Well, I guess we'll see how it goes. But anyway, tournament for the Cruiserweight title. We are going to do that. So that's our coverage. What else you got? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, we mentioned Sunday that we had already seen that Jackson Sane was going to take on Bloodsaw.
Bloodsaw, yes.
Bloodsaw at the anniversary show. So that should be interesting just because I think I've said this in the past, like, this is somebody who has a belt that doesn't seem like a person or thing that would really care about the belt itself. So I'm interested to see what kind of fighting champion that Jackson Sane is going to be. So that's something I'm interested in seeing. I'm looking forward to that match. Bloodsaw is very good. He was there last year. 2 very unique individuals going for that belt. So I think that should be fun to watch and interesting. So,
well, I'm sure now that we're a couple of weeks away that we are going. I have the list of matches. I don't think. I'm pretty sure they'll probably start listing, certain matches here in the next few days, and any that gets listed this week we'll cover next week because we'll have another. We'll also be able to talk about another episode of AIWF Mid Atlantic Wrestling. We'll try to get Ty Tyson on next week, at least, to talk about the issue with Matt Henderson. And then we can talk more about the anniversary show, which is 33 years.
That's crazy. That is a long time. That is a very long time.
I had hair, and it was not white when we started this thing.
I will give you this. You did have your mullet was magnificent. So God, I'm being awfully nice to you. What is wrong with me? Ugh, that's like the third or fourth time I've said something nice to
Compliment.
you. Ugh, what is wrong with me?
You've had a good week. Well, last week you were sick and a little agitated, I guess, a little grumpy.
Yes, but
I'll give you that.
well, I can be grumpy sometimes. I'm not always not grumpy. So, but I did want to say that before you cut me off and were saying that that some of the things that happened in the past were my fault. And I just wanted to throw it out there that I did not look for the position that I was put into. I was kind of forced into it. And I just wanted to make good TV. And I think I made good TV, because I wasn't always for the underdog. I mean, there were times that I helped make matches that were not very popular. So I don't see how this is my fault. But I just want to get that in before you cut me off again.
Okay. Well, the reason I said what I said about, that being your fault was because these guys, I don't care how good and goody two-shoes and fan favorites you think they are, they will take advantage of you. And you as a woman are probably easier to take advantage of than most people. You know what I'm saying?
I think
But hey, everybody has their downfalls. Everybody, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you wash a great sink of dishes.
I have a dishwasher that doesn't need to be washed. I just put them in. And I think if anybody knows anything about my past, that they would not believe the things you're saying. Just because I've mellowed out a little bit doesn't mean that somewhere in here, deep down, is a very angry, angry woman who probably should not be crossed at some points.
Well, let me tell you something. I remember that angry woman, and I have no idea how you buried her.
a lot of therapy.
No idea, because that's a lot of anger to push down. But
Got to live and let people live and let live. It makes your life much better if you can get along with people. And but I still say, don't cross me.
Okay. Well, we will let Reagan have that last word this week. How's that? Don't cross Reagan Danzig, or there will be something to pay, probably hell. Anyway, all right, Reagan, thank you so much. We're getting better at this every week. You know what I'm saying? And next week, maybe we'll try to get Ty Tyson on. Have some video clips instead of all pictures, now that I've learned how to do it. So anyway, all right. Well, for Reagan Danzig, this is Rick Diesel, and this has been another episode of AIWF Mid Atlantic Breakdown. We'll see you at the matches. We'll see you next week.